Now we're going to look at some of the benefits of living in a global democracy. First, every member nation will be governing themselves with identical ideal democracy constitutions, which have separation of church and state. Second, all national boundaries will be permanently set by the united world. Now, of course, most national boundaries are already set, but those few that are not would have to be set by the united world. Third, any form of war or violence is banned forever. No country or group would possess military forces or weapons of war. Fourth, the United World Court would resolve any international problems. 5, the world's citizens in every member nation would be required to have a United World ID card for positive identification around the world. This card would be made impossible to duplicate. The ID card would be the only form of identification needed in any member nation. 6, the United World Law would protect peace, freedom, equality, and human rights for everyone. 7, the separation of church and state guarantees freedom of worship for all religions, but worship must be done privately, not publicly, and religion can have nothing to do with the government. 8, when no longer needed, the United World Military would be disbanded. Then the United World Police Force would deal with international crime. 9, a United World Currency would be the only currency used around the world. World dollars would eliminate exchange rates. 10, capitalism is the economic system for the world, and a global stock market would keep track of world business. The united world would stabilize the global economy. 11, the united world would regulate international trade, the raising and processing of food, and humanize working conditions in all member nations. 12, the united world would assist war-torn nations, underdeveloped nations, and nations affected by natural disasters. The Millennium Peace Plan will create a peaceful and people-friendly world. Now, we are asking a couple of questions here. Shall we use the Millennium Peace Plan, or do we want to have continued chaos? Do we want to have a global democracy, or do we want to have global terrorism and totalitarianism? 9 years after 9/11, 2001, the global terrorism of Islamic extremists is still strong, and the religious and political totalitarianism is still dominating their citizens. 2, in today's modern world, every citizen wants peace, freedom, and equality in their lives. 3, the military force and diplomacy used by the free nations to combat terrorism and totalitarianism is not working as well as it did in the past, especially against religious extremists. 4, instead of continuing to rely on a global military and diplomatic solution, a global political solution is required. That global political solution is the Millennium Peace Plan. 5, the free democracies can implement the Millennium Peace Plan at a constitutional convention of the democracies and form the United World Government to be in charge of the entire world. 6. The united world will permanently resolve all of the problems plaguing the world today, and then require every nation in the world to become an ideal democracy and a member nation in the united world. 7. The founding nations, over 100 of them, will quickly become member nations, form the united world military, and enforce the ban on war and violence and the total world disarmament. 8. As the global democracy develops, the united world will assist the citizens of non-member nations in becoming member nations. Soon the global democracy will be complete. 9. With all nations being ideal democracies and member nations in the united world, the Millennium Peace Plan will legislate war, violence, global terrorism, and all forms of totalitarianism out of existence forever. 10. In a global democracy, the people of every member nation will govern themselves and guide their nation through the future themselves, not be pushed or pulled or dominated according to the dictates of a religion, dictator, ruling group, or some ideology. 11. Global democracy is the only choice for the people of every nation in today's chaotic world. In a global democracy, everyone would be living in peace, freedom, without fear, have complete equality and justice, and enjoy unlimited opportunity, being able to live their lives to the fullest. 12. Let's have the united world flag flying in every nation in the world as soon as possible. The Millennium Peace Plan will change the world in a wonderful way.